Hello guys, my name is Sam and welcome back to On the Case Study with me. Today's case is going to be very graphic and it revolves around and talks about rape, sexual abuse, and there will be many photos that some viewers may not want to see, especially females and ladies. So if you are not comfortable with this topic, I would really recommend that you do not watch this video. And if you still want to know about the case, then go to my Spotify. In the photos, different men were seen in compromising positions, but in all those photos, something felt odd because the woman in the photos looked very familiar to Gisèle. Even the room in the photos looked familiar to her. Then it struck her that the woman in the photos was actually Gisèle herself. But in those photos, whatever position she was in or whoever she was with, she remembered none of it. The police had almost 20,000 photos and videos. In all these photos, Gisèle was present. And in the videos, there was also a man's voice. When Gisèle heard that voice, she could not believe her ears. The voice belonged to her husband, Dominique Pelicot. In the videos, Dominique was directing other men on how to sexually assault Gisèle. This is a case from France that started national discussions about consent for the first time. This is a case that shook a 72-year-old mother and grandmother. Police said they had evidence showing that Gisèle had been raped nearly 200 times. Gisèle later said in court that she wants all rape survivors to say, "Madame Pelicot did it, so I can do it too." So let's know more about today's case revolving around Gisèle. Pelicot, as you guys probably know, making true crime videos is not exactly YouTube friendly. Many of my videos either get blocked or I have to upload censored versions. For censored and exclusive cases, you can become a member of my channel where you will get to watch more cases made specially for members only. So if you would like to send me, please become a channel member. And now, let's start with this case. Now, Gisèle and Dominique Pelicot were from France, and they were seen as a perfect couple. They met when they were 19 years old and got married at the age of 21. They had 3 children, David, Caroline, and Florine. Like every marriage, they also faced ups and downs. They went through many financial problems. At one point, they even got divorced. But somehow, they always came back to each other. No matter what happened in life, no matter how much they fought, they could not live without each other. After years of being together and overcoming struggles, their friends also believed that they were an ideal couple who could overcome anything. Gisèle worked as a manager and Dominique worked as an electrician. They had been married for almost 40 years and had 7 grandchildren. They had reached retirement age. In 2013, Gisèle and Dominique shifted to a town called Mazan in France. They were enjoying their retirement years, exploring new hobbies and spending time together. During summer breaks, all their children and grandchildren used to come and stay with them. Years passed like this, and they were happy. They had fulfilled all their responsibilities in life. Their children were also happy seeing their parents living a peaceful, retired life. But slowly, something strange started happening in their house. Gisèle's health began to deteriorate. She became very sick and slept all day. She lost nearly 10 kilograms of weight. Her hair started falling out. She had constant pelvic pain. She also began losing her memory. Many times she could not remember the entire day, as if days were disappearing from her life. Even during this difficult time, Dominique never left her side. In fact, he accompanied her to every doctor's appointment. Because Gisèle was so unwell, she often slept the entire day. Whenever their children or grandchildren called to talk to her, most of the time Dominique answered the phone because she was sick and sleeping. Due to this, everyone started believing that Gisèle might have Alzheimer's disease. She developed anxiety and started taking anti-anxiety medication prescribed by Dominique's brother, Gisèle Pelicot, who is a psychiatrist. Everyone was worried about Gisèle, including her children. Sometimes her children would call her to stay with them, and when she stayed with them, her condition improved. But as soon as she returned to Mazan, her health worsened again. Maybe spending time with her grandchildren helped her, or maybe something else was happening. It could also be that living in Mazan affected her badly, or maybe it was just old age, since she was 71 at that time. But Gisèle was about to find out that it was something completely different. On 2nd November 2020, Gisèle was sitting in a police station. She knew exactly why she was there. Just 1 month earlier, On 12th September 2020, when Gisèle was out of town, her husband Dominique was arrested at a local supermarket in France. The reason was that a security guard caught Dominique secretly filming up women's skirts. Dominique told Gisèle everything and promised that he would never do it again. Gisèle trusted him, forgave him, and even defended him at the police station. But she did not know that the man she had been married to for nearly 50 years, the man she believed was caring and a loving father, had a completely different face. At the police station, officers placed photos in front of Gisèle and showed them to her one by one. She looked at them carefully. In the photos, there was a woman. As more photos appeared, different men were seen in compromising positions with that woman. The woman's eyes were closed in every photo, as if she was sleeping. The room in the photos looked familiar to Gisèle. Then it hit her that the room was her own bedroom, and the woman in the photos was Gisèle herself. But how could this happen without her knowing? How could she never wake up? This was extremely shocking for her, but an even bigger shock was waiting. Police told Gisèle that after Dominique was arrested, they seized his laptop and hard drives. When they checked the data, they discovered years of abuse. Police had almost 20,000 photos and videos. Each video was carefully titled. The same woman appeared in every video. Her eyes were always closed. The men were different in every video, but one thing was common in all of them. The person filming was Gisèle Pelicot, the husband of Gisèle. These videos were from the past 10 years. For 10 years, Dominique allowed different men to abuse his wife. For 10 years, neither his wife nor his children had any idea. When Gisèle learned the truth, her life was destroyed. She could not believe that her own husband, the man she had been married to for 50 years, who always appeared caring, had been abusing her for years with other men. As soon as she learned everything, she went home, packed her belongings, and went straight to her children's house. She could not stay in that house, or with that man anymore. When she told her children the truth about their father's reality, they could not believe her, because they also had a clean and caring image of their father in their minds. But Gisèle had seen all the photos and videos, and she knew what Dominique was really like, how twisted he truly was, and now she could not live with such a man anymore. That is why Gisèle did not waste any time and directly filed for divorce. But there were still two questions that no one could understand. The first question was why Dominique did all this, and the second question was how no one ever found out about these crimes. From 2011 to 2020, Dominique used to mix sleeping pills into his wife Gisèle's food. After eating it, Gisèle would fall into deep sleep, such a deep sleep that she had no idea what was happening to her. This is exactly what Dominique wanted, because only if Gisèle was unconscious could he fulfill his fantasies. And apparently, Dominique did not have to work very hard to fulfill these fantasies. There was a website called coco.fr where there was a chat room named Without Her Knowledge. In this chat room, Dominique uploaded photos of Gisèle while she was sleeping unconscious and invited other men. As soon as a man showed interest, Dominique would talk to them privately, and then coordinate through text messages about which day and what time they should come to his house. Not only this, before entering the house, Dominique gave these men clear instructions, such as parking their car far from the house, not using perfume and not smoking, so that if Gisèle ever woke up, she would not detect any unusual smell. Dominique also told them to use condoms, but this was not a strict rule. While these men were abusing Gisèle, it was Dominique who was recording the entire crime on camera. Before these men arrived, Dominique prepared Gisèle, made her wear different costumes. And after the men left, Dominique cleaned Gisèle and dressed her in night clothes again, so that when she woke up the next day, she would feel like nothing had happened. This is extremely sick and twisted. After all this, Dominique carefully edited the videos and gave them detailed titles. He watched these videos again and again. This was his fantasy. This was the real face of Dominique that he hid from his family. You might think that the men who committed these crimes were monsters, but you will be shocked to know that these perpetrators were completely random and normal people. Over the last 10 years, almost 80 to 90 men abused Gisèle. They belonged to an age range of 27 to 72 years. Some were nurses, some were journalists, some were prison security guards, and some were fathers themselves. One of them was even Pelicot's neighbor. You might think they made a mistake once, but some of these men came again and again to take advantage of Gisèle. One of them was HIV positive and still did not use a condom. Even worse, this man came to Pelicot's house almost 6 times. All these people lived within a 50-kilometer radius of Gisèle's house. On 2 September 2024, the trial of this case began. According to the law, the victim can remain anonymous, but Gisèle did not want to be anonymous. Not only that, she demanded that the trial be public and that the abuse videos be played in court and in front of the public so people could understand the seriousness of this crime. She wanted the shame and embarrassment associated with rape to be around the rapists, not the victim. Because of this, around 12 videos and many photographs were shown on the court screens. It was clearly visible that Gisèle was unconscious the entire time and was in no state to give consent. Out of the total 80 to 90 perpetrators identified by the police, many claimed it was not rape. Some said they were manipulated and forced into doing it. Some said they thought it was an act and that Gisèle was pretending to sleep. Some even said that Dominique had given consent, and a husband's consent means a wife's consent. Where is the logic in these statements? When Dominique was finally questioned, he said he had specific fantasies. He wanted an open marriage. He wanted to explore sexually. But Gisèle was never ready for this. So he fulfilled his fantasies by making Gisèle unconscious, because in a conscious state, she would never allow any of this. Dominique also said that his traumatic childhood was one of the reasons behind these crimes, as he himself was abused as a child. A mix of all this led him to violate his wife's rights and dignity. Only 15 out of 51 men admitted to rape charges. On December 15, 2024, all perpetrators were given different sentences. Some received 3 years, some received 15 years, and the highest sentence of 20 years was given to Gisèle Pelicot. People all over France, especially women and young girls, protested outside the court on every trial day to show their love and support for Gisèle. Because of this case, discussions around consent started in France. Gisèle was called a feminist hero. She became an inspiration for many rape survivors. Because of her, there may be reforms in French law so that no one like Gisèle Pelicot can ever exploit their wife or any woman again. After a pause, Gisèle Pelicot came forward to give her reaction. She said, "It is with emotion that I speak to you today. This trial was very difficult. I want to express my deep gratitude to all the people who supported me through this. I was overwhelmed by your support, and from it I drew the strength to come back every day to face this long court process. I wanted to open the doors of this trial last September so that society could see what was happening. I have never regretted this decision. I have confidence in our capacity to collectively fight for a better future where women and men can live together with respect and mutual understanding. Thank you." As you must have understood by now, this is why I gave such a strong warning at the start, because this is a very disgusting case. With this, the case ends here. I wish the very best for Gisèle. Before you go, if you like true documentaries, please subscribe to me because that is what we create here. Also, join our membership for exclusive true crime documentaries and uncensored versions of our videos. With that, I hope you are happy. I hope you are healthy. Please keep your loved ones close. I will see you next week. Bye-bye.